I have something very special I want you guys to check out. It's me, the grumpy old rocker, who just loves wasting his money on equipment, guitar equipment. Um, and let's just get right down to it. I don't have any special thrills here. I don't have a great camera. I don't have a beautiful backdrop because I'm just like you. I'm just one of those people who want to show you what we have without the bullshit. Let's get down to basics. That's my whole thing. Is like I'm just like you are. I don't have the great audio production or sound production or whatever, but I'm an enthusiast when it comes to guitar equipment and guitars and amps, modeling, you name it. I'm not a Google University graduate. I don't have a degree in anything, but I sure love to rock, just like you guys. And this is what this video is going to be about. Okay, so let's get down to it. Let's stop with the bullshit and let's get down to it. Today, I'm talking to you about this. Okay, this is a direct box. And you guys know there's good direct boxes, there's bad direct boxes, but there's also a thing called line insulators, which is very important for people like you or myself who are playing out all the time and are using, like, let's say I'm using the Tonex pedal, but if you're using any kind of modeling or processor type of amplification instead of a tube amp or even a solid state amp, but my problem is I go out and I play and I've got this cheap connection. I wish I would have brought it out, but it's a cheap connection that takes my 1/4 inch input unbalanced signal and turns it into another unbalanced signal at the XLR jack. So I got a 1/4 inch jack at one and an XLR at the other, and I try to run this sometimes, and sometimes it works and it sounds good. Most of the time I get some kind of hum because of the 1/4 inch cable and the XLR output not being balanced. So how do you turn a balanced signal into a unbalanced signal into a balanced signal without degradation or hum or ground noise or just, you know what I'm talking about as far as. So today we're talking about direct boxes, and I have seen nobody, and I mean nobody, do a video on this thing, and I kept looking for something that would be convenient on my pedal board, that I just plug my Tonex into this, and it doesn't, if you go direct, if you people who use a direct box know what I'm talking about. Use a direct box, the signal gets warped, and the sound does too, in my opinion. It's convenient for sound guys when you want to run your stuff directly into the mixing board. The problem is, because it's already stepping down to convert the unbalanced signal to a balanced signal, you lose volume, and therefore the person at the mixing board has to crank the gain. Now that just sucks. So I wanted something like this, and there's only a few companies that make them that do both direct box and line insulator. This is one. Okay, now the problem with, if you've checked out in this video, I'm going to compare this to the Walrus Canvas Stereo DILI, and you'd have to be insane not to buy this over that. Okay, first of all, I looked at the Walrus and I was like, holy shit, the price is $249 for a new one at this time, at the time of this video. It's probably going up as we speak. And then that's before taxes and shipping. You probably get shipping free. But that's just, in my mind, I can't justify that. Because I'm on a budget like you guys, and I don't have a lot of money to spend. When you have a family and other things, money could be spent better elsewhere. But So, you know, I was looking for alternatives. But when searching for an alternative, you want something that's going to give you exactly what the thing that's $250 is, but how cheap can you get it? Well, I've got to tell you, I paid $104 for this. If you could find them off Amazon, you could find them off of AliExpress if you want, for a little cheaper. I think they're like $94. But this was in the U.S. and I didn't want to wait, 2 weeks for it to come to me, because like you, I'm impatient. But I want you to know what I do. I do my homework, and I want to know what makes things tick. I want to know why somebody's selling something that's, $104 worth as of versus $259 or $249. What are the major differences? What makes it so great? And I'm telling you, this versus the Walrus Stereo Canvas unit is just as good, if not better. Why better? Because it's only $104. So let's talk about what it does. Let's unbox this thing, and I'm kind of cheating here because I've already unboxed it, but I want to show you. And then in other videos, I'll do some sound samples for you so you can tell what this does. But let me explain the basics for those of you who might not know. See, I did all your homework for you. But basically, I wanted to send out a true signal. I'm spilling everything. True signal to the amplifier, or to the mixer. And I noticed even when I used my FR cabinet, I wasn't getting, the signal was so dropped using a direct box, just a complete direct box, no LI line isolator input or output, that my EVH, can you tell I like EVH? Anyways, I got me a brand new in the box EVH Hypersonic FR12, and I was plugging it from my Tonex directly into this thing, and via the direct box, and it's 1,000 watts. Now, give or take, that's probably a lot of bullshit, right? 1,000 watts, my ass. But it's probably truly 500 watts at least, so it should have been cranking. And I had the volume up on my Tonex pedal, I had the volume up on my FR cabinet, and I could barely hear it. It wasn't loud like I would use it like an amplifier, and that's why you're using the FR. It should sound like an amplifier. And it didn't. So I'm going, what the hell's the problem? Well, the direct box, the cheap carbon direct box I was using, it isn't cheap, it's good, but it's mono. And as you know, the Tonex, as well as my Line 6 HX effects unit that I'm running it through, can go stereo. And so that was important. I was like, okay, what's wrong? So I unplugged the FR cabinet and the direct box, and I went directly with a 1/4-inch cable into the back of the FR, EVH FR, and then straight into my Tonex pedal. And you could hear a major difference in volume, way up there. So why not just run it like that instead of buying an isolator box or a direct box? Well, because of hum, ground issues, noise. Usually you get too much noise with that stuff. Oh, by the way, I opened the box, and this is what comes in. Really simple set of, I don't know if you could see that, directions. Also, different applications. And some of these are really cool. When you should use it for a direct box, when you should use it for a line isolator. But I was interested in the line isolator part, but I wanted something stereo, and I wanted something that, in case I went to a gig, this happened to me. I played at the Fantasy Springs Arena a couple days ago, and sure enough, I'm sending a weak signal, which means that the guy at the mixer board has to crank the gain, which means noise, which means just bad situation all around. But I'm grounded, right? And I'm not getting any buzz. I can run long cable runs to the mixer, which they had a snake close by. It didn't really matter. But sometimes when we're using our own sound system, I have to use longer cables, and they can pick up hum because of the 1/4-inch cable I'm using. The balance to unbalanced, or unbalanced to balance. So regardless, this is why I'm looking at something like this. Or I was looking at the Walrus Canvas Stereo box. It's exactly like this. Again, look at how pretty this thing is. It's small. This is my hand. It's my hand on drugs. No, I'm just kidding. 15 years clean, it's over. But anyways, so this is what it looks like. Balanle, I don't know. Balanle, I'm pretty sure is how you say that, Balanle. Anyways, you're not going to find any videos about this anywhere except right here. I think the company has a demonstration video, or not even a demonstration, just where to go if you want to buy one. Well, this is more than that. This is, again, I'm comparing this to the Canvas Walrus, or the Walrus Canvas Stereo, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, let's look at this. This is about heavy, heavy construction. You could drop this from the Empire State Building, ain't going to do much damage, I would assume. And then this is what you have on the side here. This is the side of the unit. I'm pretty much, once you set this, you forget it. But these buttons, again, these are left and right channels because it's stereo output, stereo inputs. You can change these buttons on the right for each. Here's the buttons for the left, here's the buttons for the right. You push in this first button, it's a DILI button, which is basically, you set this for either line isolator mode by pushing it in, or letting it come out. You'll be in direct box mode, DI mode. Same thing for the right. And then if you're in direct box mode, you can pad the signal in case you're sending a speaker straight through into this, or you're running a really hot item and you want a keyboard. I don't know, you could have something that's pre-amplified coming in here, or post-amplified running into this, and then you can just pad it another 12 minus 15. Oh, minus 15. So basically, like the Walrus and anything else that you might buy, these pads are already minus 20 dB before you even push in the button. Pushing in the button, the pad button, will give you an extra 15, minus 15 dB, which is a total of 35 decibel, or 35 dBs. So, which is really nice, minus 35. But I don't need that because I'm not running it in the DI mode. But let's go through some other features. So you get what that does. And that has it for both left and right channels also. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible because I know how impatient you guys are. Because I'm impatient. Then we have this. This is the input section of the... You'll have left, right, and then these are just throughs. Let's say you wanted to go, like I was saying, directly into the EVH FR cabinet, or any FR cabinet you may have. You might say, oh, I just want to go straight through here. You can do that. Or you can go to another processor of some sort through that. I'm not using the throughs, although I could, but I don't think these will give you a canceling hum effect, but maybe it does. And then you have this mono button in the middle, and what this mono button does is it, of course, like it sounds, it makes your inputs come out mono instead of left and right, depending on how you have your mixer panned. And then you have sum. Now, I had to do a little homework on sum, and I think you guys should do a little bit more than what I'm going to give you here. But you can check it out. There's great videos out there on YouTube with people showing you what the sum button does. In quickness, what it does, you have one for left and right inputs. It'll take this left input and basically send it through separated and join it together on the left output. So you're basically getting a mono. This is cool if you just want to you go to a mixer and the mixer only has room for one XLR input. That's where you'd use something like this. Same thing with the right. It takes the stereo signal, the right channel and the left channel, and converts it to the right output, which is, let's see, right here, and makes that so mono. It really doesn't matter which one you use, I take. But I'm not running it this way. I'm going to run it in stereo, which is something I haven't done before, so maybe you guys could help me out with that. But yeah, the previous direct box I had didn't have line insulator, and it didn't have stereo, and it didn't have noise canceling hum, or anything like that. Or I think it did have a ground lift, but that's the only way you're going to get a real problem with these things. But I found this, but then I couldn't find anything about it on YouTube or anywhere else. Even just looking up, these started selling in April of 2025, so it hasn't even been a year on the market yet. But I'm telling you, this is a game changer. And like I said, my next video will be of me playing through it and showing you this. I would definitely put this next to any Walrus product, Canvas, stereo, mono, direct box versus line insulator. If you want your signal, if you're using something like I am, a Tonex with 1/4 inch outputs, and you want that signal to be true when it gets to the mixer, you want to go line isolator mode. Now, for those of you who are playing bass guitar or whatever, or even an acoustic, and you have whatever on a battery on the acoustic guitar, you could run these through here and get the line ice. The signal is more pure, it's more real, it's more a direct box just does something. It colors it, and the tone on it is just so different. You'll notice it right away. And then also, if you push in these you want to go in direct box mode, which you might have to do sometimes, your signal becomes so low and unpure. It just doesn't sound natural. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you in the next video, but basically I wanted to tell you guys about this product, Balanle, I guess is how you pronounce it, Balanle. I'm the only one as of this date to show you about this box, and Lord knows I don't know why anybody didn't have it. It's been, like I said, it's been released since April. It's, I don't know why these aren't selling like hotcakes, especially because of the price point. A Walrus is going to cost you $249. This one, brand new, is going to cost you $104. And rugged construction, this is not going to break. Put it on your pedal board, put it somewhere else, I don't care. Put it under, on top, wherever you want to put this on your pedal board, and you're going to have just an awesome deal for what? Less than half the cost? Why wouldn't you? Now somebody might say, well, the Walrus has a special transformer, but dude, I'm telling you, don't waste your breath here. You spent too much money and you know it. And people who do that, they're the biggest defenders of their bad decisions. They live in denial, which stands for don't even know I am lying. But please check this out, give it a try. I am just thrilled with it. I got it yesterday and I've been just jamming like crazy, and I'm so impressed. And the tone sounds so good. No tone suck, no nothing. You will have that if you use the direct box mode. But the good thing about this is I have both in one box. I have a line isolator, I have a direct box, stereo, you know what I mean, pure, real stereo. So, I could run my laptop into this, I can run, any type of musical output into this, and it's gonna sound good. That's what I would do if I was you. If you have any questions, please in the comments section. Be gentle on me. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I know a good deal when I see one, and I know how to save money, and I did my homework and comparisons, and I know there's a lot of stuff I'm probably not telling you about this box that you have questions about, but that's what it's all about. Let's talk. Thank you, you guys. You have a great life there, and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff like this, and have a great day.